Hey everybody, so how are we doing today? So, Iran says they will not stop their missile program. They basically don't trust us. And to be honest, if I was in their position, I don't think I'd want to trust us either. We do not have exactly the most trustworthy history. But this is from Iran's Khamenei, probably saying that wrong. But Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, said on Tuesday that Tehran would not be deceived by U.S. President Donald Trump's offer of negotiations and would not give up its missile program. Okay, so last week they said something about the door to discussions being still open, and now they're saying that they don't trust us. Which one is it? Iran and the United States have been drawn into starker confrontation in the past month, a year after Washington pulled out of a deal between Iran and global powers to curb Tehran's nuclear program in return for lifting international sanctions. Trump has condemned the nuclear deal signed by his predecessor Barack Obama as flawed for not being permanent and for not covering Iran's ballistic missile program. In its role in conflicts around the Middle East, he has called on Iran to come to negotiating table to reach a new deal. Trump said last week that Iran has a chance to be a great country with the same leadership. We are not looking for regime change. I just want to make that clear. We are looking for no nuclear weapons. Reacting to these comments, Khamenei said in a speech broadcast on state television, "The U.S. president recently said that Iran can achieve development with its current leaders. They mean they do not seek regime change. But this political trick will not deceive Iranian officials and the Iranian nation. In the missile program, they know we have reached a point of deterrence and stability. They want to deprive us from it, but they will never succeed." Khamenei said speaking at a ceremony marking the 30th anniversary of the death of Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini, founder of the Islamic Republic of Iran. Khamenei said U.S. sanctions have created hardship for Iranians and called on the government to make improving economic conditions its top priority. President Hassan Rouhani, who has taken a softer stance, suggested last week that Iran might be willing to hold talks. The United States showed its respect. Okay, so that was... So I guess there's a disagreement between their president and their supreme leader. U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said on Sunday the United States was prepared to engage with Iran without preconditions about its nuclear program. Iran dismissed the offer as wordplay. Okay. You can probably trust Trump, but I totally get that you don't want to trust Mike Pompeo. I don't trust the guy either. The guy's suspicious AF. I just think he wants Iranian oil. He's more interested in corporate interests in this issue. So I guess Ayatollah and Hassan do not agree on this, on the negotiation tactic. That could prove dangerous for Iran in the long run. Might even result in a bit of an internal regime struggle. It's like a beam struggle from Dragon Ball, only instead of beams, it's harsh words, as they struggle for who gets the right to decide. Needless to say, I think the whole Iranian situation is, at least in part, an attempt for arms dealers to make money and for oil companies to get Iranian oil at any means necessary. It's the same old crap, just like Iraq. And I know I don't have any proof for that yet, but the fact that there's just such a lack of fine detail, such as, okay, what are the threats Iran supposedly made to the United States? Or just in general, what are the supposed threats? Where's that information? Who actually fired those missile rockets in the Baghdad Green Zone? Because we still don't know. We just assume it's Iran. How do we know the Iranian guardsmen that took down those oil tankers were actually acting under government orders and not on their own? Where's the lack of fine detail proving conclusively or inconclusively that Iran was in fact guilty or not guilty? Where's that detail? That seems really suspicious to me. This thing reminds me so much of the details prior to the invasion of Iraq by U.S. forces. This reminds me a lot of that. This seems like a false flag. The Iranians are right not to trust Mike Pompeo. They're certainly right not to trust U.S. corporations and the U.S. government. But Trump himself, as a person, I think Trump genuinely wants to try and do the right thing in this situation. I think he genuinely wants to try and do the right thing. I think you can more or less trust him. Trust him to be honest, but not necessarily trusting him to actually make good on his word. There you have to be a little more suspicious given the situation. Anyway, there's your Iranian situational news. Peace.